So this isn't the video, but that I was talking about, that I've been talking about, posting about, making a video about, even making a video about it. I made a video about making the video, but this is, sorry, I'm in class. It's stuff I've heard, so I'm not gonna talk about it all, but I will talk about something because I was watching, like I started watching, like, if you've watched the first video, you know who inspired me to make, well, who kind of started this channel. Not really, but like the reason I started it was I was watching YouTube. I watched Haley Epic 3. I'm like, I should do that. I'm homeschooled. I don't have anyone to talk to. And so I got to a video where she starts talking about giving up on high school and doing the GED. And it reminded me of this phrase I had laughed at a lot in these past years and even in 8th grade, because I thought it was a stupid phrase. And the phrase was, you probably hear it when you graduate 8th grade or when you're in freshman year, and that's the best 4 years of your life. The best 4 years of your life is high school, apparently. And I still don't know if that's true. I don't 100% agree with it. I think that there have been, that every other year since before high school, maybe every other year, probably every year before I maybe hit puberty, were the best years. The years that, you don't think about anything when you're just a young kid and you're having fun and all that. And, there's nothing to worry about. You wake up happy for no reason. School there isn't so hard and life isn't so complicated. But the best 4 years is not high school, because I'm on year 3 and it feels like it's been a week. Or the days are so fuzzy. Maybe it's just me because I drank so much that my memory's shot to shit. But Alexa, shuffle my playlist without her.
Shuffling your playlist without her on Amazon Music.
Alexa, volume down. Just some music in the background. There have been times of high school that I loved, and there have been times of high school where I have completely hated either the people in those memories or in those events or myself. I've probably spent more time hating myself than anyone else, because for a long time, maybe this is one of the reasons why I didn't like high school, was because of me. Was for a long time, when I got in trouble, it wasn't, I don't mean to be the guy, it wasn't my fault, but it wasn't solely my fault. It was provoked or annoyed or some way out of me, or just a mistake or just an accident or something. And there was always someone, like this guy would bully me or something. This guy would do this guy would say that, and it would make me do that. And then it came to high school, and there was nowhere to look but in the mirror, and no one to blame but the guy in the mirror. So I guess I will talk about, this is going to be hard, but I'm going to talk about what happened in my first year or two of high school. So sometime in the first year of high school, I auditioned for the school play, Romeo and Juliet. And I had never heard of Romeo. I had never read or watched Romeo and Juliet. All I knew was that there was a guy. Well, I did some research, and there was a guy named Tybalt. And he, if you don't know, it's like Romeo and Juliet they have families. Like Romeo's family, Juliet's family, they hate each other. And that's why it's a love story. And Tybalt's related to Juliet, and he's always angry or something. So I was like, I'll do that. I'll audition for that. So I auditioned freshman year. And, the day came where they posted it. I was sitting at home. I think it was a weekend. Or it was after school or something. And so I had my laptop on my lap. And I sat in my mom's chair, I remember. And I opened it and I saw that my name was next to Romeo's. And as you could imagine, I was pretty excited about that because it was my first audition, my real audition ever. And I had landed the part, the big role, the guy whose name is in the title, and whose name comes first. So I was excited. Like, who doesn't know Romeo? So basically, if you were my friend at the time, or if you had heard of me, or you were in my grade, and I knew you, you pretty much knew that, because everyone knew that, because I was so excited, and I was telling all my friends. But at the same time, and I spent weeks and weeks and months practicing, pacing back and forth in my room, reading the lines, writing them down over and over again, because that's how you do it. And this is all in Shakespearean. So I had to also figure out what it meant so I could act it right. Because if you say, like Old English, it's still English, but it's a little complicating. And you want to make sure you read the sentence right. Because if it's saying something like, I hate you and you suck and all that, and you read it like someone saying, oh, you're so great and I love you, it's not going to come out well. And at the same time, I was struggling with alcohol addiction. I started drinking whiskey, stealing it from the local gas station because I was stressed. And I didn't want to let anyone down. Reasonably, it was my first show ever, and I knew that I could do it. And I still to this day believe I could have. That's a little spoiler, but I really was excited, and I really didn't want to let people down. And it didn't really interfere. There was one time I went to rehearsals hungover, but other than that, it pretty much stayed in my home life. Alexa, volume up. And then it was the day before the play, and I don't know if maybe I just was so nervous, or I just wanted it so bad, but I went to the gas station. I stole basically a variety pack. I took a bit of everything, and the cashier was such an idiot that she didn't care. And I'm not blaming her. She probably didn't get paid enough to care. No one did, because kids stole from there like they steal candy from a baby. But I went back to school. I got caught, and I got kicked out. I got suspended from school for 2 weeks and kicked out of the play the day before. So that's what I mean. I went home and there was no one else to blame. And all those times I'd been so mad at someone, so mad and angry, wishing I could just, get in a fight with them, hit them, punch them, whatever, because I'd been so mad that they had bullied me or that they'd done whatever, And I finally had that. It sucked, but it was true. I was the guy who would cause it all. So I did. I hurt myself for it. I'm not that, no. Myself a lot until my mom found out and I ended up in Rogers. And I went there, and I didn't think I had a problem yet with alcohol. And I went back to school, and it was hard because I'd let all those people down. So I went to audition for the next play. And I tried to apologize, and I tried to make it up, but there was a feeling in the air. And there's only two people, I'll say J and C. I hope you guys know who you are. Your name's spelled out. Your guys' name, first name spelled out. Famous singer. Were the only ones who I felt really actually were glad to see me, and the teacher partially. And I'm not going to talk about, how it was unfair, because something had happened like that a couple years back with a football player or something, and he got to play. But talking about how much I hate that school is a different video. So it was hard because the one thing I really wanted to do, I couldn't do. Every time I went there, or the time I went there, I felt like everyone wanted me gone. So I kept drinking and drinking, and I drank at school one day after school again. And I almost got caught. I drank 2 king cans of beer, and I went, and they said that someone said to me that they're looking for me. They're looking for me. So, oh, and by the way, there was this. Everything was going good with Romeo and Juliet. I even had a girl I was talking to. That's the other thing. I said when I first recorded this, and I all lost it like that. I lost the play. The girl apparently was leading me on and was just using me to get her stuff or something, and was talking to another guy and was even dating him. And so I run out of the school drunk, and I run. I fall down this thing, this like dirt thing. It's like that, I guess. And my dad comes and he goes, "You can come, yada yada. You can come with the police. You can come with me." So I go with my dad. I go home, and I drank an entire pint of whiskey, and I blacked out. And there were some details I remember, but I woke up in the hospital, and they said, "You might from alcohol poisoning." And I didn't want to because I'm adopted and I hadn't seen my sisters in so long. I wanted to grow up and do things. I wanted to be there for my brother. I want my parents to. No, there's that saying, no father should have to bury their son. Alexa, volume down. And yeah, I didn't, obviously. I went back to Rogers, to the mental hospital. I got help. I realized I had a problem. And I met someone who is now very close to me that second time. Same with that first time. I met someone who I'm still good friends with. Second time, I met someone who I didn't realize at the time, but it was a very important person to me before I even knew them. And if they're watching this, hey. And then, that was all freshman year, whatever. And then sophomore, and then towards the end, this girl messaged me. This was a bit after. This is when I was a bit depressed, and I was drinking a little bit still, and I was kind of talking to a lot of girls, and I hate myself for that period because I hurt people, and and they didn't deserve that. I was just taking out the hurt that people had done to me, hurt people. I'm not justifying it, but I had been hurt so many times and let on and just treated like shit in relationships that I just did it. And this one girl saved me from it, I do have to say, brought me out of it. She sent me a message on Instagram. I knew her from back in 8th grade. She complimented my rings back in 8th grade, and I still remember that compliment to that day. And we started talking, and we started dating, and it was the first really real, I think, relationship where someone loved me 100% and I loved someone 100%. And it was actual love. And they actually cared about me, and we fought. And it was basically because I had stuff on my phone because I was, and I had a bunch of crap. So I got rid of it. I straightened up. But I don't know if maybe, and I understand what I did was wrong. And I hated myself, and I still do for what I did. But I don't know if it was just that or if it was just gonna do this forever. But she did some things to me that really hurt me. And she ended up leaving me, kind of cheating on me, and something I'm not going to talk about because even though I'm not saying her name, I don't want to talk about it because I still do, even though we're both bad to each other. I do have to say I still do miss her, and it still is pretty hard because we dated for practically, I think, maybe a year, roughly, in the sophomore year, and when there have been some breaks and breakups and things are getting mixed up and all that. And the way I finally ended up in virtual was I couldn't. There have been a couple times since I had been at school, and it was the end of that relationship where I just, one day I'd left and I'd smoked a bunch outside a gas station. I had my dad pick me up because I didn't want to be there, and it hurt to see her, and it still does hurt to talk about it. I'm shaking a little bit talking about it, and I know it's stupid, but, and, teen love, whatever. But there was something in the way that she, and this is stupid because if she ever sees this, I know I look like a moron, and I look gay, and whatever other things you'd say to me. But the way she looked at me, I would do anything for someone to look at me like that, hopefully again, because just the way her eyes looked, there was love. She truly did love me. She was, everything. And if I finally end up in virtual, when I, weed in, the bathroom so I wouldn't think about it, and I got expelled. And another thing that kind of cemented the end that we weren't getting back together was there was a thing that happened to her, and I'm not going to say what, and I thought that this person was her friend that I told, and it wasn't their friend anymore. And I basically, the spreading of the rumor got pinned on me when it was this stupid person. And if you're watching this, the things I want to happen to you, I cannot say on YouTube. So I'm just going to say I hope that you're as miserable as me. I hope you know how I feel in that. Because I know I messed up, and I know I was a bad person, and I know I did a lot of shit that I hate myself for. But for you to go and do that to someone I care about, even though they've hurt me a lot, for you to stoop to that level, for whatever gain, whatever reason, you're just an awful person. Don't spread rumors. If someone tells you something that's a secret, just keep it a secret. Even if it's their friend, do not say anything. And that's the lesson I learned from that. And so, yeah. And I also did try to go on the sewer slide over this girl. She, it's hard, yeah, that was pretty much everything. So I don't drink anymore. But when I'm an adult, I am not like that. I'm gonna drink responsibly, hopefully. And I know you probably shouldn't. If you are, and you struggle with addiction, you shouldn't. Yeah. She actually, yeah, it was, it was hard because this was the first person that I actually cared about me, and now I'm just whatever. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I got kicked out of the play. I was drinking. I got in trouble with school. The love of my life walked out on me because I hurt her or because something. And I've hated myself a long time and kind of still do because I tend to screw things up. Either because I'm stupid and I don't realize it or because, I don't know. But it's awful. And one of the reasons that this isn't the best 4 years of your life is, and I don't want to scare you, it could be amazing, but there will be hard stuff. And it's terrifying because it feels like just yesterday I was in 8th grade or freshman year, and now I'm a year away from being an adult. And, there's the job I want. I want to be an actor and director. I've said that before. And it's terrifying because what if I don't do that? What if I don't go and get that stuff? What if I don't get to tell the stories I want to? what if I get stuck in some dead-end job that I don't want to work, and there is the easy way out, but I don't want to do that. It's scary. I'm scared. I used to say I don't really get scared easily. Nothing really scares me. This is the first time in a while that I felt really scared, because it's hard. The minute I turn 18, apparently I'm an adult, or 21, apparently it's confusing and it's scary. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope your guys' high school years are a lot better than mine. And if you're watching this one, I love you all. Well, if you watch any of my videos, I love you all. Hope you have a good night. God bless. Have a good day. Stay safe. If you see something, say something. If you're having problems, talk to someone. Have a good night.